try this. So we're just on the floor, lying on our back in that supine position. And all we want to do here is we just want to connect a little bit with the body, because we are going to ask the body to do some really quite strenuous things. And really we want to make sure that we can tune into it a little bit. And just find the most comfortable position that you can right now. So whatever's going on, the most comfortable position for you right now. And that might mean that you just allow the head to turn gently and slowly to the left. And then it can softly return to center. And then gently and slowly to the right. And then softly back to the center. And maybe as you've moved the head and the upper spine, you might notice that the shoulders feel like they could do with just a little bit of movement. So you might just allow them a little bit of a tiny roll and just to glide down your spine. And then notice that without you even having to do anything, the breath has got longer. It's just naturally started to move into all of those little spaces where it doesn't venture. And allow 6 breaths to move your belly all the way up to the ceiling. And then 6 breaths, allowing your belly to release all the way down into the ground. Once you've done that 6th breath, once you feel that you've completed, just notice that you might feel a little bit softer in the chest. And then staying as you are, just grab your strap. And thinking all the time about keeping the activation of the hamstring. So this is not a passive kind of lovely lying in it stretch. This should feel like an effort, feel like work. If you know that your hamstrings are already pretty long, you can start with a leg that's staying on the ground and keep it long. If you're not sure whether your hamstrings are kind of long or not, you can bend the leg that's staying on the ground. Either way, we're going to take our strap and we're going to pop it kind of on the edge of our heel. And then from there, so we've got the angle kind of coming into our hands. From there we flex the foot so the toenails are coming closer to our head. And then we pull the strap so that we feel the stretch going through our hamstring. And then rather than melting into it, we push into the strap. So our legs shouldn't move. And we're really pulling really quite strongly on the strap. But just as we're pulling really strongly with the strap, we can feel our arm muscle start to pop. You might be able to feel a bicep and your forearms engage. Really pull it down, that's it. And then resist that pull with the heel. If you need to just loosen the grip for a minute and then re-go, do that. And then just keep the breath nice and slow and steady. And we're just going to hold for 5, 4, keep pushing. 3, 2, 1. Loosen off that hand. You might feel that your grip is like, ah. And just notice that it feels really lovely now. You might already have got some extra length in your hamstring. And then you can gently enfold and bend that leg that was up. Pop that one on the floor and find the other leg. And again, we find the strap there. Yep. So again, select where you want the leg on the floor to be, bent or straight. Find a comfortable place for the strap. Toes point down, really nice. And then start pulling the strap in. Really, really pull in. So it's work on the arm. And then push just as hard. Yeah, really, really push into it. Really push into it. So there's loads of effort. If you've got your foot that's on the floor bent, you can even press into that foot. So you've got a little bit extra purchase. Really nice. For 5. 4 more breaths. 3. 2 more breaths. Keep it active, Cave. Really, really pull on that strap. That's it. And then last breath. And then gently let the hands go. They probably feel a little bit like raw. Give them a little bit of an open and close. And then just check in how that hamstring feels. That's one of the most effective ways to get length in your hamstring. Yeah. You might put the legs straight for a minute, just give them a little wriggle. And then in your own time, come and find Dandasana, staff pose. So we're seated upright, legs along, and we've got our blocks by our side. So for now, we're going to warm up through the wrists and through the ankles, and later on, we're going to warm up through the quads. First of all, see if you can find enough length in the hamstrings to be sat on your sit bones. So by that, the legs are straight, there's no bend in the knee, but the back is straight as well. And if you're not sure whether it's straight, think, can I stick my butt out? If there's no way you can stick your butt out, it probably means that the back isn't not on your sit bones. So think, even though I'm sat down, can I stick my butt out? You should feel a nice pull going through the hamstrings. Yes. And then press down with the heels. Really nice. Notice that the belly switched on. Really lovely. I'm loving everyone's Dandasana face. It's like, oh. It's like afternoon tea face, isn't it? I'm ready. Yes. Isn't it? Tiny silverware. Roll the shoulders back. Really lovely. Just stay here. 3 more breaths. Everything active. Belly's active. Don't even think about it, mister. Yeah. Last breath. Oh, great. And then soften down. Let the back roll a little bit, let the hamstrings off, let the feet go. From here, we're going to try and keep our back as straight as possible whilst lifting the legs. So for this, we're going to use our blocks in front of us. Yep. And keep the back as straight as you can as you start to lean back. At some point, pressing into the blocks, you should be able to lift the feet up. Oh, I'm really, really not far enough away for that. That's it. And then from here, take some little scissors. Oh, don't. Come off it. So belly's in as well. I know it's really, really hard. Nice, okay. Lean a little bit further back. And then lift. The further back you go, it's a little bit nicer. And keep it slow. That's it. Nice, Louise. Really nice. Go easy on your bruised bar. And then release. Yeah, loosen off the legs. You might just kind of massage the quads. That's quite intense in the quads, quite intense in the belly, but we're also still lengthening the hamstrings. Wonderful. And then just move your blocks to the front of your mat so that you've got them when you need them. And then very briefly, we're going to come into our bridge pose. So rolling back onto our spine, bending the knees. And our purpose for this is to get a little bit of an arc through our spine. So rather than like a little ski slope jump going through our pelvic bone into our chest, we want a little rainbow from pubic bone to chest. If you can do that without the use of the hands, great. Otherwise, think about tucking the upper arms underneath your body so that you can get a little bit more of that back bend going up. Oh, nice. They look really lovely. Nice, lovely, lovely, Louise. You lift a little bit higher. You got it. That's it. Nice K. Inner thighs a little bit more active, tiny bit, and really try and get the upper arms under you as if they're like a little pillow. Perfect. And then maybe you just extend one leg off the floor, one foot off the floor, maybe, yes, and it can go up to the ceiling because why not? It feels really nice. And then slowly, as you exhale, bring it back down. Oh, take your time. Re-establish your balance on your feet. And then inhale, other leg. And this is going to be harder because all of you would have chosen the easiest one first. Yes, keep the hips really high there, Louise W. Really high, nice. And then exhale as you drop that foot carefully down. Inhale, oh, let the tiptoe in as well, love it. Next exhale, let the hips touch the earth, have a little wriggle round. Yep. As you just readjust where you are, decide if you want to do that shoulder test, essentially, on a wall, or whether you haven't got a wall or you just can't be bothered to stand and you'd rather do it on the floor. Your choice. If you're on the floor, all we're going to do is lift the arms above the head, keep the arms and the elbows straight, and then just see where our arms and the backs of our wrists come to. So go a little bit wider, Kay, because that won't be your, so arms a little bit wider. That's it. If you're against the wall, it's a little bit more active, but same thing, we take our arms and we pop them by the ears and keep the ribs down, and then just notice where they get to. Yeah. And then wherever it is, if you turn to your side, what can you see? If you can see all of your arm, that probably means that when we come to do our flat back, you want the arms to be a little bit closer to the floor as opposed to your ears. That's it. Just have a little bit of a push there. Just the last bit. And Kay, knit the ribs in. So really draw the ribs right the way down so that I can't see the rib points. Yes. And then rest, 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 rest. Yes. So just to recap, wherever they easily got to, that's where we're going to keep them when we do our series of flat backs. So for most of us, they were actually slightly in front of our ears. A few of you, they're on the ears, which is great. You can keep them by the ears. But for most of us, they're kind of nose. So we want them more like that as opposed to like that. Because when we come into a flat back, that's going to require more stretch for them. And that's when we start to do weird kind of back things because we've asked the lats to stretch too much. Right. Does that make sense? Everyone happy with where their arms should go comfortably so that they don't affect the range of the spine? Yeah, you feel free to have a little try again if you're not entirely sure. Melon, you know where your shoulder blades get to comfortably. Okay. If you know already, come and find cat-cow. Well, some of you guys are just exploring. It's not the end of the world if you don't exactly know. But what will happen in flat back is if we choose a place for our arms that is too flexed, and then we flex our hips, it's going to put extra pressure on the stretch of the lats. All right, so that's the only reason we want to be a little bit more aware. When you're finished with your cat-cow, bearing in mind you can take as long as you want, Have a little play in down dog. And just check in with your wrists. I just remembered that I forgot to warm them up in Dandasana. So have a little wrist swell. You might briefly come onto your fingers and then gently pop the palms down. Nice K. You might come forward and back, so you're in control of where the weight is. Looks really nice. Just take another slow breath there. And then as you inhale, take a look what's going on in front of your mat. And as you exhale, take some strides forward into a forward fold. Have a little wriggle in your forward fold. Just check out how the hammies feel. Yes, they're looking really nice. And then a little bit different. We're going to press through the feet and lift all the way up. And once again, find where our arms feel comfortable. And that's not where our arms feel comfortable with our back arch. That's where our arms feel comfortable with our back not arched. From here, keep a look at where the arms are. So mine aren't near my ears, they're by my nose. And then we're going to take 6 breaths to come down into a flat back. So as you exhale, send the weight back, push the butt out. Come probably 10% of your way into a flat back, keeping the arms by the ears. Inhale as we pause here. Exhale, come a little bit lower. Send the weight a little bit forward now into the toes. Inhale as we pause, keep the arms pressing back. Exhale, we're about halfway of our usual flat back. Inhale as we pause, we should be feeling the hamstrings really strongly. Exhale, fourth breath rather. Inhale as we pause. Exhale, almost into our usual flat back. Arms stay where they're comfortable. Really nice. Inhale, last one. Exhale, we find our home, our usual flat back. Inhale as we pause. As we exhale, draw the hands into prayer, bend the knees into chair. I'm rhyming. Utkatasana. And then press through those incredible feet. Lift all the way up. Have a little look. And then hands rest somewhere on the body. It might be the belly today. Inhale as those arms sweep up. We have another little shoulder stretch. And then exhale, we fold all the way down. Really nice. From here, we're going to inhale to pause. And then exhale, step back, down dog. Inhale onto our hands and knees. Okay, I'm going to give you an option that I didn't give you last week, so just have that in your mind. Extend the right hand and the left foot onto the floor. So we've got long arm and a long foot, or a long leg. Inhale as we lift those up to butt level. Exhale as they glide down. Really nice. Inhale as they lift up. Yep, keep the back strong. Yep, exhale to come down. Whew. Last one, inhale to come up. Okay, keep the arm, keep the leg there. Drop the leg a little bit, okay, so that the back stays neutral. Tuck that right foot. Is there any chance of pressing back into a 2-legged dog from here? I'm not expecting it to happen, but have a little play. And then pop the hands down. Press back, 3-legged. I know, it's so cheeky. 3-legged dog. Either we stay here and we lift and lower that 3-legged dog 3 times, or as we inhale, we slide forward. As we exhale, we bend the leg back into almost kneeling. And as we inhale, we come back. Really nice. Bend the knee, slide forward. Come back into that almost kneeling, but the leg is hovering. That's it, last one, inhaling. Whew. Exhaling to hover. Whew. And then inhale, drop the knee, drop the other knee. Have a little shake. Same idea, but we're going to curl the spine in, and then we're going to come in and out of tiger. Same hand and foot. Left leg, left foot, right arm. As we exhale, we curl in and round the back. Inhale as we extend. That's it. Okay, exhale, slow it right down as you curl in. Really nice, and keep the weight forward. Keep the weight forward through the hand, that's it. Inhale as you extend. Last one, exhale as you curl in. Whew. Tucking that back toe, can you push and lift up to tiger? Even if it doesn't happen, when it doesn't happen, pop that hand down and lift up to tiger. That's it. From here, we're going to push back to three-legged dog as we inhale. Nice. As we exhale, we're going to come back through to tiger. As we inhale, we're going to drop the back knee just so it hovers. That's it. As we exhale, back to tiger. Inhale, back to three-legged. Don't worry, I know it's slightly complicated. Exhale, tiger. Whew. Inhale, drop and hover that back knee. Inhale. Whew. Three-legged, last one. Exhale, tiger. Inhale, drop. Exhale, tiger. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, just down dog. Oh, just down dog. Inhale, plank. Drop the knees, 3 of them. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, straighten and push. Exhale, bend the elbows. Half chaturanga, half, just halfway. Keep the shoulders where they are. Don't let the shoulders drip forward into your ears. Keep them down, really nice. Only go as far as you can keep the shoulders exactly where they are. Last one. Nice Louise S. And then all the way down onto your belly. Have a little check-in with your belly. Make sure it feels okay to be on the floor. And then lift both the legs up. Arms might be in a wider and longer sphinx, or they might be underneath your shoulders, your choice. Either way, those slow scissors originating from your spine, a little bit slower, Louise W, a little bit slower. That's it, originating from your spine and your butt. Really nice, Jem. Really lovely. Can you get a little bit more height? Yes, you can. Look at that, wowzers. I can't see what's going on, Louise S, but I'm sure it's incredible. Nice, Kay, that's really nice. And it's from your butt, not from your knee, loving it. Do one more of each side. And then inhale as you move the hands underneath your shoulders. Exhale as you push those incredible butts back into down dog. From your down dog, take a little hop. If hopping isn't for you, nice, simply sweep the leg up and down. Yep, just a couple. Once you've done those couple, pop the knees down, cross the ankles, set the hips back, take the legs forward, back into Dandasana staff pose. Yep. If you've got an even funkier way to get in there, get in there. From here we sit, and on our sit bones, and we keep really active, pressing through the knee, pressing through the heels. Absolutely perfect. Roll the shoulders down and just ease the wrists. We've already done quite a lot of wrist work. You might check in with your traps and check in with the sides of your neck. But keep the feet and the legs really active. So, Kay, because you've got really long hamstrings, for you, Dandasana can almost be a little bit of a lean forward, but keep the spine upright and the belly lifted. That's it. And then hands come down by your side. Fingers either facing your butt or a little bit turned away. Bend both knees. And come all the way up. Yes, nice. Move your feet a little bit closer to the end of your mat, okay, so that you've got more of a tabletop. Perfect. And either stay here or lift one arm, probably your right, and just take a really big, deep circle. And you can move your hips as you circle as well. Yep. Once you've done that, hand comes back, hips come back, cross the ankles, send the hips forward, back into down dog. Yeah. From your down dog, as you inhale, look forward. Exhale, hop forward. Oh, inhale, press through the feet, lift all the way up. And exhale as we reset the breathing, reset the heart, hands somewhere on the body. Inhale as you take a little stretch through the shoulders and the arms. Feel free to have a little bit of a side to side climb. Exhale as we tumble forward into our forward fold. Inhale, we take that lovely smooth breath of nothingness. Exhale, we step back, down dog. Inhale, we come onto our hands and knees, ready for the other side. Perfect. As we lift no, which one are we doing? Yes, that one. Left arm, right leg. This is a bit silly. I won't do it. That's it. So extend them first, so then the floor, and then as you inhale, lift them. Okay, this looks really, really good. Can you flatten your hips as if there is like a really, like as if Blue is sat on them and you don't want to disturb him because he's asleep. That's it. Last one. And then stay in that upright position. Is there any chance that you could tuck that left toe and push back to down dog, even if it doesn't happen? Like, just have a little go. Can you extend and come back into two-legged dog from there? Push through. Oh, so close. And then pop the hands down, come into three-legged dog. That's it. From here, as we inhale, we're going to take the leg back down, take the weight down, and just drop the knee. Come all the way back to three-legged dog. Knee drops, weight comes forward. All the way back to three-legged. Knee drops, weight comes forward. Three-legged. And then drop the knees. Take the weight off the hands for a second and just give them a shake. Oh. I think because I couldn't demo that with my foot, I might have got that bit a little bit wrong, so forgive me if you've got one side that's done something different. And then think about taking the opposite way with a hand. Just check that it's feeling okay. And then hands down, same side. Left foot down, right hand down. Left arm extends, right arm extends. Exhale as we come knee and elbow together. Inhale as we go long. Yep. Keep the hips still. Really keep them still. That's it. Inhale as they go long, lovely. Exhale underneath. Really lovely. Inhale, go long. You've got it. Exhale, come underneath. Stay on your underneath bit. Could you push through those 2 points of contact with the floor and lift up any amount? That was a jump, Gem. Come on. I love Gem. And then it was so great. And then both hands come down and find your way into your tiger. Yes. From your tiger, extend back, three-legged dog. From your three-legged back into tiger. From your tiger, bend the back knee, hover. Lift up into your tiger, exhale. Inhale as you extend back, three-legged. Come forward into your tiger. Drop the leg and hover it. Exhale as you lift it back up. Inhale back into tiger. And then exhale, just down dog. Just down dog. If your knee doesn't agree with that up and down, Lou, you can do that exact, yeah, I know. You can do that exact same movement but without dropping it down. So literally you can come to tiger from down dog. Tiger from down dog without the knee droppage. From here into plank. Oops. Beautiful. And then you choose knee up or knee down. 3 elbows bending. Yes. And it might be they bend a couple of inches. But set the shoulders down and almost think about traveling forward as opposed to going down. So if it helps, think I'm going to send the crown of my head forward. Last one. And then slide all the way down. Loosen off the hips. Circle the wrists. Make little stars with the fingers. Select where you want your hands. A wide and long sphinx. Maybe set them where they are for cobra. You might even pop them by your side, palms facing down. When you feel ready, lift one foot and then the other, or both at the same time. Really nice. And then scissor. Yes. Front, really lovely. Absolutely lovely. If you're doing one at a time, think about exhaling to lift and inhaling to glide down. That's it. If you're scissoring with them both up, just breathe. Really nice. Brilliant. I'm loving that power, okay? That's really nice. Lovely speed, Louise W. Really nice. Great control, Jen. Really nice. I love Ted's bed, Louise S as well. Oh, I can see a foot. Nice. And then rest, because that's really strong. Shake your butt out a little bit. Feel free to come into a brief child's just to reset the back into a slight flexion. Yes. Yes. Let's just take a couple of breaths. So we've got round 2. Same basic flow, a little bit quicker, and then we're adding our standing asanas, our standing postures as well. Another full breath, lifting through the shoulder blades. And then come into your down dog. And think about having your little hop. If your wrists are feeling or they've already been heavy, don't bother hopping. It's fine. Or you might hop on your forearms. Yep, just a couple. And then once you've hopped, however you want to come into Dandasana is good with me. So you might bring the knees down, cross the ankles, and send the hips back. Or you might cross the ankles, send the ankles one way, hips another, and come in to Dandasana from there. Allow your Dandasana to be active. Check in with your upper body. If there's somewhere that feels a little bit like it needs something, we've done a lot of tricep stuff already, you might just take your hands to that area. And it might well be wrists. It could be thumbs. And then gently take your hands somewhat behind you, wherever feels comfortable. Here we're internally rotating. Here we're starting to externally rotate. Up to you. Often you'll find that your body kind of selects the path that's nicest. Bend the knees as you inhale, lift up. And just make sure that as you look down, it's a straight line. If it's not, you might need to just move your feet a little bit closer to the bottom of your mat. And then lift the other arm that you didn't before and circle it. And don't forget you can bend and lift up. Nice. And then drop the hips. Cross back. You can come into down dog on your way, or you can come all the way straight into a forward fold. Your choice. Yes, I'm just going to switch the light because it's got super dark. From your forward fold, press through the feet, lift all the way up. Standing salute. Exhale as we re-establish our breath. We re-establish the temperature of our body. Re-establish that slow heartbeat. And then inhale as we lift. Exhale as we fold forward. Inhale as we take a lovely pause. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale, hands and knees just once. Exhale, left leg, left arm long. Inhale as we lift it. Exhale, both hands down, tuck the toe, three-legged dog. Inhale as we come back, both knees down. Reset the hands, reset the feet. Same hand and foot. Right hand, left foot. Inhale as it goes out. Exhale as we drift it in. Keep the weight forward. If you've rocked back, rock forward. Right hand comes down, so both hands are down. Back toe is tucked. Slow as you can, lift up into tiger. Really nice. Slow as you can, inhale, extend into three-legged. Slow as you can. Travel forward into tiger. Inhale as we pause. Exhale, drop the knee. Drop the other knee. Tuck the toes. Set back into down dog. Beautiful. Inhale to plank. One really slow chaturanga, knees up or knees down. I would suggest knees down. It's going to be a much better technique. All the way down. That's it. When you get there, one breath in a back bend of your choice. Doesn't have to be scissors. It can be locust. It could be up dog. Yes, really nice. Exhale just to allow the body to drop down. Inhale as the hands come underneath if they're not already. Exhale back into down dog. Push slowly and with control. Nice, lovely feet. Brilliant. If your hands feel all right, take a couple of hops. If you'd rather hop on your forearms, do that. Just a couple, not loads. We want to get the skill rather than knock ourselves out. That's it. Once you've done those hops, come all the way back, down dog. From down dog, inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, right leg comes forward. Left leg back, warrior two. Before we get settled in our stance, have two blocks waiting for you in front of that front foot either side. Nice. And then find your Virabhadrasana, warrior two. Pop some more lights on. Inhale as we pause in our warrior two. Whew. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Oh. Inhale as we do a couple of things at once. Spin the back toe. Never going to happen for me. And turn the hips. Brilliant. Crescent lunge. Take a look at those blocks. As you exhale, send the hands forward. Shouldn't it? Left leg up. Standing splits. Really nice. Feel the work in your hamstring. Take the legs a little bit closer together. Drop the head down. Floating leg really high. Active from back, glute, hamstring, calf, heel. Really active. Really nice. And then press that standing leg, bend the standing knee. And gently, with control, come up to tree. Slowly and gently. With control, you got it. You can touch down that foot on the way if needed. Perfect. From your tree, set that balancing foot on top of the thigh. That's it. Get comfortable in it. Yeah. So maybe exactly, okay, maybe you adjust where it is. Maybe it feels a bit better higher up. Whoops. And then when you feel that that is a good place, we're going to start to put the weight back. So send the weight into the heel and then think about folding through the hips. And the very last thing to happen is that the knee bends. So at first we shoot the butt back. When there's no more shooting of the butt, that sounds incredible, we bend the knee and we might find our blocks. So we're basically in a pigeon position. Yep. Can you put a little bit more weight back? Tiny bit more weight back. Nice, and just stay here and breathe for 3. Keep sending the weight back. Keep squatting down a little bit low. Oh, shit. For 2, sorry. For 1. And then rest the foot down. Re-establish your feet. Re-establish your posture. At some point, we inhale, we lift the arms ready for the other side. We exhale as we rest the hands and we assess where we're at body-wise. We allow the breathing just start to settle. Last full breath before we move. Inhale, take a good stretch through the shoulders. Exhale, flow down. Inhale, we just breathe, softening through the eyes. Exhaling, down dog. Inhaling, hands and knees. Maybe we decide just to skip this part. Maybe our wrists and our shoulders say no thank you. Otherwise, hands and knees. Right leg extends, left arm extends. They're long and they keep to the floor. Inhale as they float up. Exhale, both hands down. Back leg stays floating. We see if we can push straight back into 3-legged dog. Yep. And then we gently come forward. Both knees come down. We re-establish our balance and our wrists underneath the shoulders. Right leg extends, left arm extends. As we exhale, come underneath and hold it there. Inhale as we pop both hands down. Exhale as we push up, tiger. Brilliant. Really, really pull in. That's it. And come up, tiger. Nice. Lovely. Stay there. Perfect. Next inhale, go long, 3-legged dog. Really slow, so you feel that transition. Nice. Exhale as you tuck back in. Everything's small. You're really kind of shrouded. Yes. Gently bring that knee closer to the floor. Bring the other knee closer to the floor, then let them meet the floor. Yep. Exhale, just have a little rest in child's. In child's, you might spin the wrists. Yep. You might take this time to have a little bit of a break or a little bit of a drink. Yeah, plenty of time. At some point, we meet in down dog, at the point of your choosing. From down dog, we come into a plank. And at some point, maybe we don't. At some point, we take that long chaturanga, probably with our knees down. So before you go anywhere, notice where your shoulders are. Keep them there. There's no reason for them to creep closer to your ears. And then bend the elbows. Come onto your spine and your choice of back bends, just briefly. Your choice. Yep. Exhale as you lower the body down. Inhale as you position the hands ready to press. Exhale as they press. Lift up. 3 or 2 hops, whatever you've got in you. And again, you might think, my wrists, that is done. They have lifted a lot. Really nice. Nice Louise W, just go easily, but looks good. We're gonna skip Dandasana, we're gonna skip the reverse, we're good. And from here, we're gonna come all the way, left foot forward, into our warrior 2. Perfect. Inhale as we pause in our warrior 2. Exhale, we make the most of that lovely side stretch, reverse warrior. Maybe we look down. Inhale as we pause. Exhale, we turn on that back toe so that everything's facing forward. Crescent lunge. Inhale as we pause. Take a look at where your blocks are. As you exhale, come forward. You're on that left leg. Anyway, it's happening. No, absolutely stupid. And then lift that right leg up. Left leg is forward. Yes. Okay, feel the hamstring work. Keep the legs a little bit closer together. Don't let that floating leg kind of go off in its own party. Yeah. And then can you really fold forward, really drop the head, chest, and then that floating leg really high, work through, just like we did in scissor. Lovely. And then gently bend that standing knee so you can start to straighten up the back. And then bring that leg, floating leg up carefully into tree. Nice. Take a breath in tree. I just realised that might be helpful. And then gently select where you want that foot to go. Nice. It goes across. Perfect. Have a look where your blocks are, because they're your kind of guide to how far you can possibly get down. Start by sending the butt back. So imagine someone's pushing into here, and as they push, you travel backwards. At some point, there's no more traveling. When that happens, bend the knees, but keep thinking about butt going back. Yes, don't be too eager to get to the blocks. Really lovely. When you're there, belly is firm. Nice. Last 2 breaths. Oh, the last breath. And then release that leg, both feet on the ground. Nice balance, Gem, you got it. Nice K. You might think about having a little stretch through in your Uttanasana. You might prefer to come up for a second and maybe take a little shoulder and wrist stretch from your side. It might be that you just want a gentle twist. As we're decompressing through all that hard asana, that strength work, you might think, I feel powered up, the energy feels right, and I'm going to do a couple of minutes. It might not be in the whole 2 minutes, it might be 10 seconds, then a minute break, then 10 seconds, but I'm going to do something against the wall. You might think I'm going to continue hopping, but I'm just going to be a little bit careful of where I am. Or you might think I'm going to lay next to the wall with my legs up the wall. Or you might think I'm not going to do anything against the wall because I haven't got a wall that is accommodating. In which case, you might decide that as we've done so much lengthening through the back of the body, you might decide to pop a block underneath and have a little bit of a lengthen through the front of your body. Either with the legs long, that feels like a little bit too much, these can be done. You can stay there for as long as you like, but at some point, we're going to come back to a seated position and just release the traps and the shoulders and the wrists. But for now, we're just resting. Yeah. Might be a little drinkage. You go easy, missus. She's off. That's it. She's gone. Gem, she's gone. Bless her. Oh, yep. And we've got maybe about 45 seconds in a kind of restful place. And if you have got access to your wrists and it's easy, maybe as you lie in whatever position you are or seated, you just kind of pad the wrists and pad the fingers as if you're like a little cat, just exploring bellies. They tend to like bellies, don't they? Let me just check in. You might decide to kind of take hold of the wrist and then circle. So if you hold below the joint and then circle, you might feel a nice release of some of that compression. And just always think about the way that we haven't moved. Last couple of breaths before we come into an upright position together. And I say that, but if you think, oh, I feel this feels lovely, like where I am right now for the last 17 or so minutes feels blooming lovely and I don't need to do anything else. I'm happy massaging, I'm happy just laying. If you want to come up and sit just for a couple of twists, join me. Otherwise, do like Merlin is doing, although I know you can't see him. Oh, yes, you can. And just be happy where you are. He doesn't need to stretch. He's good. One leg is going to be straight. One knee is going to be bent. And that bent leg, that sole of the foot is going to snuggle itself into the soft part of our inner thigh. Beautiful. And from here, so it's like a half dandasana. You can use your ankle and your shin to kind of grab on and then allow that just to pull you upright. If that doesn't work, don't worry. And then just make sure that the shoulders are rolled down. And then you might find a little bit of relief exploring head and neck movements. And if you have got hold of your shin, just release it. Notice that kind of takes a lot of tension out. And then a little bit of a forward fold. And you can round the back a little bit. We've worked so much on the straight back today. Yeah, and it looks good. It looks like everyone's dropped their head. Well done. And use your hand on the straight leg shin just to lift you back up. So it's a gentle lift. Brilliant. Take that bent knee and take it across. Sole of the foot on the floor and just have an easy twist. And then come back into center. Take that bent leg back into a cross-legged position and other foot, other leg on top. And then gently right hand down, left arm up. And you can either stay here or you might decide just to take slow circles through the shoulder blade. God, I just realised. So I'm so sorry because of my foot. I've showed you fire log, which obviously me showing you fire log is rubbish. Kay's doing a really lovely fire log if you want to see what fire log could look like. But really I was thinking cross-legged. I was thinking Sukhasana, not fire log. But my foot won't tuck under me, which is why I've done my version of fire log, which is so ridiculous. Sorry. When Louise is laughing at me, she's like, what? It just looks so ridiculous. See, if you practice yoga as much as I do, guys, your fire log could look this good as well. All right, I'm just saying. All right, yoga goals could be you. At some point, you might have a little explore the other side just briefly. Okay. And then pop the hands down. And just gently, both arms come to one side. You just take a really gentle twist. And yeah, if fire log is comfortable, you can do it in fire log. And then twist in the other way. I wonder whether I'm just going to move that there. There we go. And then come back into center, both legs straight. Other leg stays straight. Other foot bends. We have a little check-in. And then whenever you feel ready, you travel downwards. Oh, and I should say, if it felt really nice to grab hold of the shin, I probably just was avoiding that. You can grab hold of the shin before you come down, roll the shoulders down. And you should get a little bit of traction through the traps. Should just give you a little bit of stretch. And then you can come and fold down whenever you're ready. If you've already been folded for a little bit of time, you can use your hands to press through that shin so you can lift up to straight. Yep. Plenty of time, don't let me rush you. That bent knee comes across. You hug it in. And we just rest the eyes, whether that means they close or whether it means they're just a little bit lowered. I know you can, it's Merlin if you're not sure what's going on, it's not thunder. And then come back in. Okay, we're going to come into that cross-legged position. So that leg comes back, it sits underneath. Other leg comes on top, and you can be in fire log if you were before. Yep. Or half fire log, which is a little bit out to the outside, a little bit less tight. And you might just decide a side stretch is all you need, or you might allow that side stretch to be a little bit more bountiful. And if you are taking a movement one, you allow your head and your neck to move with the arm. Really nice. And then you come to the other side. You can have a straight bottom arm where you can bend, or you can do a combo. Oh, and then you come into the center, just have a little check-in. And then decide to travel forward. Feel free just to have a little shake. And then come up for that twist either side. Coming up to center, both arms twist to one side, head drops. Inhale as we find our way back into the middle. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to the middle. Find somewhere that's comfortable just to sit for a minute. Hopefully wrists feel all right now, but maybe as you go along that chain, you might find areas that really do need a little bit more comfort from you. And remembering that traps are one of a really big area of, I guess, concern. And you can stretch them out by taking the wrist higher than the shoulder, dropping the head away from the wrist and the shoulder, and then slowly dropping the arm down. You want a little bit more, whoop, making a stop sign. That is just hideous. And if you can't really feel the trap, you can have a play with where the arm is in relationship to your chest. So you can bring the arm a little bit forward, you can bring the arm a little bit back. You can turn the palm and the fingers down. And once you feel that you've got a cracking spot, you can just, yeah. And you might come to the other side. If you're all ready to come and lay down, come lay down. Grab a drink and then come lay down. It might be really nice to come into Baddha Konasana. Otherwise, arm comes up. Head drops to the other side. Maybe flex. And then we explore where the arm is. You might not necessarily feel it in the traps. You might feel it somewhere along the line. You might feel it in the bicep. Or even in the forearm. When you feel like you've got a pull, let the arm be really heavy, like let it almost be kind of dead weight. And then come into center. It might be that you want to spend just a couple of minutes possibly massaging through the neck. You might notice that there's some tension, that all of that kind of core stuff is brought in through the jaw. Only when you feel ready. 4. You can come and lay down supine on your back. If you didn't get a chance to lengthen out your hips before, yeah, continue massaging. I always find it crazy how especially your face doesn't feel like it's tense, and then you pop fingers and you're like, oh my word, what's going on? If you didn't get a chance to do that little hip stretch, just like usual, block it underneath the sacrum. If you're going for long legs properly on its shortest, lowest height, and then legs can stretch out. That's only because we've done a lot of folding. We've got about 2 minutes before we need to think about meditation. So if, like me, you've got lights on and you just prefer to have a little bit less, you might decide to turn some of them off. And then in the last couple of minutes, just have a little feel into the body. Quite possibly you might require a deeper twist. That might mean knees together twist. That could possibly be windscreen wiper twist. And about 5 more deep breaths. And then come into a position that is going to sustain your meditation practice, whether that's Shavasana or whether that's Sukhasana. Up to you. And when you get there, just make sure that the shoulders don't feel like they're going to need to support you anytime soon. So allow the shoulders to rest. And then do the same with the hips. And it might be that you just pop your hands onto your hip bones and just kind of give them like a little comforting press and just remind them that they don't need to do anything. That they've done loads of stuff for you already, and now they're just going to sit and unravel. And for the next 4.5 minutes, work with your own meditation. If your mind is a little bit less than quiet, you might work with a mantra and touch, using your thumb to touch the tip of each of your 4 right hand fingers. And as the thumb comes to touch the tip, you hear the mantra Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, na. And I'll come get you in about 4 minutes. And as softly and as quietly as you wish, you can just allow the meditation to fold. And then slowly start to mobilize wrists and possibly shoulders. And you might desire just to curl and turn onto your right hand side. And from there, maybe take the slowest and most focused breath that you've taken all day. And then come all the way up to a seated position, looking at my dark firelit screen. I promise I'm still here. Inhale, allow the arms to fly all the way up, to receive, to take in. Exhale as you drop them back down. Inhale as you lift them back up. Exhale to drop. Inhale, both sides join and meet. They come together and they find their way into your heart center. Namaste. Namaste. I'm just going to stop recording, which is going to kind of break that lovely energy we just got.